Good morning, guys. So let's get started with Writer's Workshop. And today you are going to be doing your journal entry about who you believe is the best type of the best helper in the community. And we briefly talked about all the different community helpers that we have in our communities that help us doing everyday things. So some of the helpers are a teacher, a doctor, a police officer, a coach, a grocery store worker, a firefighter, a city worker, the dentist, a mail carrier, the plumber, a patient, a librarian. Other community helpers out there are like ACEs or also nurses who are helping every day to help people feel better. So there are a lot of community workers out there that help each and every one of us in many different ways. And today we're going to write about who you believe is the best community helper out there. And again, this is opinion writing in your journal, and there's no wrong answer. And everyone has a different opinion, a different thought, or a different idea, and that's okay. So I will model for you what journal number 6 is going to look like. I'm sorry, journal 7 is going to look like. And my opinion on who I believe is one of the great community helpers out there, although they are all super great and they all do so much for our community. So here we go. All right, guys, so here we are, and this is journal number 7. So like I said earlier, we are writing today about helpers and who they help and what you think the best kind of helper is. So remember, for journal number 7, make sure that you write the title, Journal 7, and the date, which is May 5th, 2020. It's important to always put the date on your journals. And you're going to write who you think is the best helper in the community. So there's lots of different helpers, and my opinion, because remember we're doing opinion writing, so here's our opinion anchor chart. So you're going to state who you think is the best helper in the community and why you think they are the best helper. So I'm going to write down right here, I think, it's one of our sentence starters, I think that's another sight word, I think the best helper, and I'm just going to skip a line so you can see my writing better, is a nurse. So that's who I think is the best helper in the community. And then I have to write why I think they're the best helper. So I'm going to put here, nurses help us feel better, and they also help doctors, right? So, and they also help doctors. So there's my sentence, and there's my opinion on who I think is the best helper in the community, which is a nurse, and that nurses help us feel better, and they also help doctors. So that's why I think nurses are the best helpers in the community, and your opinion might be different. Now I'm going to draw a picture to go with my drawing. Please remember that if you're having a hard time writing sentences, that you should draw a picture and label it. So here is my nurse. Draw my nurse here, and I just a circle and an oval, and then I'm going to do their 2 legs here, and then I'm just going to do a little nurse hat with the little medical cross on top, and there's eyes, and she does a big smile because she's helping others. So I'm going to have her stretching out her arms and then helping somebody who's not feeling too great. So here's my person and they're sitting down, and then maybe they have a sad expression because they are not feeling good. So there's a thermometer taking, their temperature. So there it is, and he's wearing a cap, so there's his cap. So there's my journal 7 about who I think, my opinion on who the best helper is in the community. Please remember that your opinion might be different, and I look forward to seeing who you think the best helper in the community is and why. If you are a friend that can write sentences and use all those sight words, I know who you are, so I expect to see some sentences, especially if you're in my kinder class. So don't forget, draw a picture. Remember, if you can always label. So I'm going to write nurse, and then right here I'm going to write patient. So there it is, guys. I look forward to seeing your journals.